Hello, targeted individuals and all of the American citizens. I wanted to just jump on here real quick and give some pointers as to how we need to win, and we'll make it November is the month that we're going to win our freedom. First of all, when you do give anything live, make sure you give a 1 or 2 minute or even 30-second introduction so that people understand that we are all being tortured to death. Targeted individuals is an illegal program sponsored and paid for by U.S. Congress. The United States Congress, they are the parents, the parent of this company. They are the sponsors, they are the funders. They legislated this enactment under the U.S. Patriot Act and the illegal FISA court. They are illegally killing and torturing innocent Americans. I'm one of them. I'm Chris Derschmidt because I have nothing to hide. I'm transparent. I live in a suburb of Phoenix, Arizona. My targeting started when it was 2001 to the current date. We still desperately need attorneys, and why they're not picking this up. They've been using nanotechnology. There's even law on nanotechnology, and if you do an internet search, don't use Google because that stands for government and black goo, part of what they use, which is a military grade fungus to get the body to accept the nanotechnology. So I'm going to give 4 or 5 tips on here. I just wanted to jump on real quick, and I want all targeted individuals to take my information. We need to quit wasting time on trying to think that me or other people are attacking any target individual groups or people, because I don't mention names. I just give better ways, because obviously we're not out of torture, and no lawsuits that I'm aware of have succeeded. I have heard of FBI versus Fiker, however you say it. And we need to get this exposed immediately and to all the public, and the U.S. Congress is not exposing it. They're not giving us due process. We need a lawsuit that's filed under murder and torture, along with no due process. I feel that that's the way to win. And I'm looking for an attorney or an attorney group to immediately take our cases. I was trying to say, if you do an internet search under nanotechnology, you'll find about 10 to 20 law firms that take it, but they're only giving out IP, which is intellectual property, which is patents and trademarks on it. And there's absolutely no regulations, and I repeatedly called them hundreds of times, and they're not taking any targeted individuals, which is sick and heinous on top of it. They're required to take a certain amount of cases that are for poor people, older people, seniors, and people that can't afford lawyers. They're required to do a certain amount of community activity. And right now they're only taking like housing, people that need housing, or divorces. And it's not fair. We need attorneys that are going to take target individuals. Now, the ways that I want to talk about is, obviously, I've known for my 23 years of targeting that U.S. senators, they do nothing with our letters. We're crying and begging in letters that we're being tortured to death, and they're not taking our cases. You're allowed, you can look it up on the internet, do an internet search. Your U.S. Congress representatives are required to meet with people in person. So you need to go down into groups of 2 or 3 and talk to your U.S. senators. That's my second way. And like I said in the beginning, I wanted to state clearly, if you ever go live or on a social media, to let the general public know we are being tortured to death. I don't know about V2K victims, but all you have to say is they are attacking you with direct energy weapons. They're falsely labeling them non-lethal, and they are continuing to attack us on a 24/7 basis, day in and day out. I know I'm being hit with, we're being hooked up to computer-generated torture machines with satellites, and a lot of the big companies are involved in this, such as Boeing and U.S. Arizona State University Research Center. They're heavily targeting me as soon as I get on here because I'm having trouble saying words and my thought process, and I immediately start coughing. But I want you to know this is not what I'm normally like. I'm going to continue to expose as long as I'm alive. And it's not true that they're not trying to kill us, because they're not going to let this get out. They don't even have the money for the billions of dollars that we each deserve. Next, instead of wasting times in meeting once a month at for a targeted individual meeting, you can still meet like for a half an hour, but spend the other half an hour passing out flyers. You can even take this size or a half a page, so you can make 2 on each page of flyers full of information. Just on the lines, write down, we are targeted 24/7 by the U.S. government and some other companies and universities. You can list the companies and university. On the back can be your evidence and how we need help. If they can't help financially, we need them to go with us to centers. You're willing to give free wide range spectrum meeting testing. And so pass out those flyers. Number 3, when you protest in front of large public areas, such as in front of Congress, where people are going in that can help you. Lawyers are going in there all the time. Congressmen and women are going in there to meet. So find out when the congressional meetings are. Like, I can't go to the Phoenix congressional hearings for the state representatives because I don't live in Phoenix. I'm in a suburb. And when I started getting attacked, I was in a suburb of Chandler. I'm now in the suburb of Youngtown. So pass out, spend half the time, because it's not helping just talking to each other, target individuals talking to each other. So make sure when you give a public media or social media videos to put out what is happening to us at the beginning, so people understand we're being covertly killed with no due process, and explain to them it is due weapons. Even if it's V2K, it's due weapons of military grade. Okay, number 4. And I did think I said this in my 3rd and 4th point that I've wrote down here to cover. When you protest, don't protest out in front of cornfields. There's little to nobody that is there except for the workers, and they need their money source, and a bunch of truckers. So very few normal people are going to see it. They don't understand. Make sure that everybody protests holds up signs that you can read. So practice standing on kitty corner and then going by in your car that you got 2 or 3 words that you can say to people passing by. And you should word something like SOS, we're being tortured by the U.S. government with due weapons, and then put your website and hand them a flyer. Nobody should be standing there blank with nothing, because that doesn't help us. So make sure they got a sign that's like bright yellow in the background with black print. That is most easily seeable. And do the protests on corners that are the most dense, and at the most dense time of day, such as traffic going to and from work at a major cross street of that town, such as protest in Denver 1 or 2 days before you go to Shriver and Peterson Air Force Base, in front of the Denver Capitol. And make sure you pass out even a business card side with your website on it, saying we're being tortured to death illegally with no due process by the U.S. government and several other entities, private organizations that are military contractors, and universities getting illegal funding to torture innocent U.S. persons under the FISA courts, illegal secret courts. Okay, next. And I do commend all of the efforts that all of Targeted Justice has done. I commend Dr. Malacha. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but if I'm not, please excuse that. I wanted to say it doesn't help to keep going over the microscope views. I mean, do 10 seconds or 30 seconds on it, but then please go into ways that normal people can come in and help us. And the way that, I've tried what Dr. Malacha has suggested, this calcium, it's called EDTA, and I've taken liquid vitamin C forever, and it's still not eliminating it. And I know they're still spraying it in the air. So instead of us all being infected over and over again, we need to stop the U.S. military and their secret planes that they have to be getting this stuff from somewhere, the aluminum. So the aluminum mines, we need to protest and pass out flyers that they should not be supporting the U.S. military that's spraying this down in nano size on us, and it gets into our body. And the other next thing I was going to say is it's a military grade fungus that our bodies are accepting into our bodies. That is how it stays in our body. So you need to work on what I said and do what I said. And I'm not egotistic. You can take other people's ideas, but please try to use my ideas to win and stop this now. You need to use a Mediterranean grade organic oil of oregano, and daily, at least 4 or 5 drops a day. Now, it will make you get diarrhea and run to the bathroom. I'm sorry, I have to be graphic, until you get a lot of the toxins out. So if you can only stand 1 drop a day in a full glass of water, it shouldn't give you any reactions. Or at the very minimum, the days you don't work, that so you don't have to run into the bathroom while you're working, and there's possibility of them firing you or thinking that you're sick all the time. So do it on your days off work. So like Friday night, take 4 or 5 drops, or even if you can handle 10 drops in a pitcher of water. Even the Miltary guys are coming back full of radiation and toxins. They've done this, and they've stated how they've come back with horrible, I hate to say this, but large parasites coming out of them, going down their leg. It's horrible. But all they had to do was take the oil of oregano and oil of olive leaf. And it's not olive oil. It's called oil of olive leaf. It needs to be high grade, cold pressed, so it's not heated all the nutrients out of it. Make sure it's cold pressed, all organic. I've already given in my last video the type of Mediterranean organic oil of oregano I recommend. And if you got something else, let us know. But I'm telling you to get oil of oregano, and then if you kill the military grade fungus that they've put in us, the rest will drop out. The nanobots will drop out. It's your body, what your body is holding. Your body won't accept plastic. It won't accept the heavy metals, but they're putting it in with the military grade fungus to make your body accept it. So focus on that angle of it. Okay. And I think last I wanted to talk about, I do need some other targeted individuals to come and live with me or by me to be my witnesses, or I'm going to be dead. They are trying to kill me because I got good ideas that will get them put away and hung high for their never-ending killing of human beings and trying to turn us into nano robots. I do only want targeted individuals in a business form. This is not any other suggestion of anything for any type of romantic relationship or any, I'm not going to charge money. I just want some other target individuals to live next to me. Or we can work out a living arrangements where you have total privacy, and I can get a 2-bedroom condo. Right now, I just own a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo. I could even have somebody live on my patio because it's summer all year long if they're willing to have an electric blanket and be a security guard. And they do have to sign a contract that they're not an informant for the government in any way, or misinformant, or any type of illegal perpetrator or illegal informants or informants for the government. And the proof of that would be they're going to write me notary signed evidence, at least draw up it throughout the week of all the planes that are torturing me, coming over my house, hitting me with dual weapons and I got all these cavities. They've already pulled 2 of my teeth. I'm severely being attacked. I got a broken calf, which is the tibia. There's a tibia and fibia. It's the fibia that's broken in my left leg, and my knees are both buckling on me. My shoulders, they hit real hard one night, and I'm still getting severe pain back in my scapula. And it's swollen. I'm sure you guys seen it before. It's been all swollen on the right side. And we glow in the dark. So all you have to do is stand in front of a judge with the wide range spectrum meter readings, and then even let the judge take your wide range spectrum meter readings, and he can see that he's infected. And get a military grade night vision, because that's what the helicopters come down and circle around me everywhere I go. And that's what they see me. We glow in the dark. So make sure to get military grade. Just talk to Melinda Kidder. She owned Columbia Investigations. She did my private investigation. And you can see all my doctor and private investigation reports, graphs, over 200 pages of reports with specialists in it, and all the different frequencies, so that everybody in different countries sees my body, inside of my body, listens to me night and day, 24/7, as I'm being tortured to death. Let me see. Make sure you don't just write to your state senators. You need to say, I want in-person conference. If you Google it, don't Google it, but do an internet search. I use DuckDuckGo because it claims to be private. The last most important, hold press conferences. You're allowed to have press conferences. Do at least once a month. Try to start doing your protest and press conferences every 2 weeks. You can hold schedule. You're allowed to use your public library. There's a lot of like book authors that go in there, or any public service that's peaceful. So, there's going to be military people. You could use, like I said, the Phoenix Public Library has whole floors where they do book signings by authors and other important things that are important to the public, and then go in and explain in 2s and 3s your target individual illegal program. And you're going to give free wide range spectrum meter scans. Tell people to use the wide range spectrum meter that has the printout from that DHL, or I might be saying the letters wrong, PHL, or I think it's DPL. But you guys know the letters. If you just Google wide range spectrum meters for target individuals, there's one that has a printout, because you need that for the judges. You can't just go around with a bullhorn and show a judge that. You need a wide range spectrum meter that's an official. And we need to start being our own. You can become a certified private investigator. Becoming certified as a private investigator just takes a couple of months, I believe. Look it up, and there's even online programs. And then you're official certified private investigator, and you can go in and because you have to have at least a certified separate person than yourself for a judge to believe you, and the printouts for at least a week to a month to show that you're continually being tortured, and it will show where it's coming from. They have a little antenna on them on the meters, and then there's a printout that either comes with the computer or it hooks up to your computer, and it will give you a printout. And I think it's called DPL. I can try to pull it up, but I don't know if this will share screen yet. Evidently, I'm not able to share screen yet. I'm trying to find that. But make sure you hold press conferences now. We need to come in strong, and November will be the month that we're set free. I'm sorry I said October, but if you hold press conferences and protest in front of the most highly populated places, and let's make a meeting like 2 to 4 times a year in Denver, because it will be close to Shriver Air Force Base and Peterson. And I'm going to try to drive up there or attend some. And we need to start coming in stronger before we're all dead. We're all infected with nanotechnologies. So make sure to pass out business cards or full-size cards like this. Won't cost very much this size. You just take an 8x10 and then cut it in half. And then so it'll be cheaper for us target individuals. Pass it out to the drivers that go by, that we're being tortured to death 24/7. You can tell them it's DEW weapons, voice to skull. They say, what is DEW? It's direct energy weapons, military grade. And I've given out a lot of food sources that will work. Just make sure when you buy any food that it's not heated, which kills the nutrients. So buy cold pressed olive oil that is extra virgin olive oil. I also recommend roasted sesame seed oil, but just make sure it's cold pressed, and only buy things in a glass jar, nothing that's in aluminum cans, because then you're getting more aluminum into your brain and pituitary glands and hypothalamus, what you need to connect to the higher powers. I'm also suggesting, where is my, just a second, I'm going to get something. Okay, so make sure to do press conference. Do them every 2 weeks. I already said this last time. Make sure it's this brand, or it really, it doesn't work very well, and it's just not as strong and as potent as this brand. This brand is really, really good. It's called Now, and it's rosemary. It's just wonderful. And I make sure to put it on my sign. This is your frontal sinus up here. These are nasal sinuses. These are tempo sinuses over here. And the entire side of my right body, you can see where it's all white, it's swollen, and where I'm getting all these cavities. And I had to have one tooth pulled back there, one tooth pulled there. So it really helps, but make sure it's this brand. I don't know of any other brand that's either this brand or something higher quality. And these aren't even very much, only about $12 for like 3 ounces. Doesn't get any better than that. And I use it all the time, night and day, right before I go to bed, when I get off work, and even put it on the bottom of your feet, because the bottom of your feet have the biggest pores. And I just suggest wiping on the bottom of your feet like that. Okay. And I want to say happy October, which is the month of my birthday. I'm not going to tell you the day because I don't want no birthday wishes. Instead, I want help. I want attorneys to take my case. And also happy harvest to all the farmers in Iowa, my home state. And they even sent Miltary 3 women to my class reunion, but the only one that was really mean was, oh, I know her name. Her last name is, because it was the same as one of my relatives. Her last name is Donnelly. That's her maiden last name, Donnelly. And she came in my face and kept taking pictures because she's mad that I'm very good and have a degree in photography. And I have a bachelor's degree in photojournalism from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University. So I've given you all my tips. And the biggest thing is, make sure you introduce that we're being tortured to death. Make sure you do press conferences now, and every 2 weeks meet and pass out flyers. You can make them as small to save money. Business card size, you can get 500 business cards that side, or make your own. That's even cheaper. You just get paper that says business card size, and you run it through your own printer. You can get a laser printer that's quiet and does mass printing. Pretty cheap nowadays, about $200. I think Targeted Justice should be able to afford that. And make sure to hold press conferences now. You can hold them free in a church room that should be, so they can't torture and try to, when I used to try to protest for PETA, they would push me and stand in front of me and just really degrade me in every way possible. And intimidate is the word. They use intimidation tactics. So hold press conferences, pass out flyers, even small or large, and protest in front of largely populated places. So I'm not cutting down any groups. I'm not cutting down any people. I'm saying what I feel it needs to take for us to win, and we need to win this month. So hold press conferences right now, starting now. We're allowed to. So you have to send out a 1-page, just a who, what, when, where, and why, and say we're willing to give free scans the second half of the hour. And at least 4 or 5 target individuals go in with your evidence so they can pick up the flyer on the way out. Tell them what's happening. We're getting no due process. We're human beings. It's illegal under all constitutional rights. It's cruel and unusual. It's a violation of our freedom of speech. If that's why they're targeting us, it's not only cruel and unusual, it's a violation of all the other ones we've already mentioned. No due process. It's just a violation of every human right imaginable. So we will get this out. We need to get attorneys to take this. If you ask for a meeting with attorney groups, you're going to hold press conference. You're going to send the press First of all, like a month in advance, you send it to all the social and local media, whether they are owned and operated by Rosenberg and Rosenblum and these other places. You send it out to all social media as well. You send it especially to human Health and Human Service Department. Meet with the Health and Human Service Department of your state and other health authorities and doctors. They can get it out. You can scan them for proof. You can take the military grade black light to show we glow in the dark. They've wrote horrible things on my forehead and pictures like I'm crazy. So use all my tips, please. And happy October Halloween in a peaceful, gentle, fun way, not in any satanic worship. And I'm glad P. Diddy is getting charged with human trafficking, torturing poor, innocent, especially women that go down to Hollywood because they have talent. They're beautiful. They can sing and they can act. And he goes and has them come to his house parties, or he won't give them any connections. And he does this to black women, white women, just all kinds. And then he, at 3:00 in the morning, he was bringing in bus loads of human traffickers to abuse these people that these poor, innocent young women, sometimes men like Barber, to drug them and then torture them all night. Many were killed allegedly. All that I'm saying in this video is alleged, so they can't sue me. But you know it's true. Just do an internet search, YouTube on P. Diddy, or just Diddy, and then put in current this week updated news and all the children that go missing. And they're trying to get some of the evil elite that were funding him, especially Clyde Davis, who's been in charge of the music industry, and allegedly even these talented musicians, he was making them eat, how do you say this in a nice way, eat their own feces. And he would video record it, and they wouldn't give him a contract unless they would do that to prove that they would put up with a lot of crap. But that's heinous and insane, and nobody should have to sign any contracts with anybody out there in music. Hollywood. Holly stands for hollow. Wood stands for a fake wand. And that's what Hollywood stands for, is a hollow wand, satanic run and operated. And we need to get Clyde Davis and all the other fake satanic worshipers out of there and using the talented people by signing contracts that they can't get out of. That's why Prince put a tattoo on the side of his face that he was a slave, because he couldn't say it. And then they killed him off at the end and took all of his, he had what do you call it, walk-in vaults full of his songs that he couldn't release until he was out of his contract. So they killed him off right when he was ready to get out of his contract, just like they did to Tesla. They killed off Tesla, and now that's where Colorado Springs is right where Tesla had made his invention for worldwide. There's free energy in the universe that they're not letting us get a hold of, and they're they put their military bases over it. They killed off Tesla, and they used he had like 23 or up to 63, I believe, vaults, and there's still like 25 missing vaults full of his inventions that he came to give us this. And the evil elites are taking it all. We need to get rid and a fair trial given to all these perpetrators so that they can get the electric chair like they've given us with no due process, and we haven't done anything illegal. If these are nothing but cowards, if they were normal, upstanding citizens that are the only people that should be in government, then we would have due process. They would come to our face and give us due process. We've done nothing wrong. They just want to kill off anybody that takes pictures of their illegal activities. Also, on the back of your Social Security card is a number. And under that number, there is thousands up to millions and millions of dollars that we each been born with, and we're to be given at birth is our birth privilege. I can't find out where these banks are either, but we need to get together and find out where these banks are of the money that we've been given and out of this slavery. And I'm sitting here so tortured, my feet are swollen, and I have to work at least part-time or I'll be homeless, and I'm trying to afford my mortgage on my condo. It's one half paid off, but I still got a mortgage for $80,000. So I still have to come up with $450 to pay the mortgage, and then all my other bills every month, and try to pay for food and try to get exposure for all the torture I'm being taken care of. So make sure, number one, the press conferences, pass out flyers daily when you have meetings. Make half of the meeting passing out flyers, talking to congressmen, protesting in front of those busy streets in Texas. And I thought that was cute how you guys did it at an onion place. Remember that onions need to be raw, and cilantro needs to be raw and organic in order for it to kill the radiation in you. And drink plenty of aloe vera juice with pulp, but it needs to be high quality and cold pressed only, so all the nutrients aren't cooked out of it. Make sure it's pure. You can tell when you drink it that it's pure. Okay, peace out. God bless. Use my tips, please, and don't waste time to cut me down or to cut down any other targeted individuals. If you want to just use your own ways, go ahead and do that. But focus on the military grade fungus that makes your body accept the nanobots. Peace out. I love all targeted individuals. I want us to win. I want us to win this month, and we need to get attorneys, and this is how we're going to do it. You take in your wide range spectrometer and you'll press conference, and make sure then you're going to make a list of like 100 people. You're going to send your one page, so it's simple. They'll read it fast, and where it's going to be at a church hall room or at a library hall room. And then I'd like to hopefully 4 times a year we can make it that we're going to meet at Denver, first of all, and then we can travel over to Colorado Springs and meet with those congressional people, and we will protest at their busiest street corners at the busiest times of day. And we're going to have meetings with the state attorney general. First of all, should be becoming a free and independent state if the FBI fusions refuse to leave out of the state. And they're the ones that should be prosecuting for free for us under torture and murder. I had gone to our U.S. Attorney General, and at the time it was Rose Moffett, and then that short one, I can't remember her name. Her name was, I've gone to also another source too. I'm glad I remembered this. It's called the Ombudsman Office. It's basically for any consumer product fraud to report. It is also for government fraud, but they say something like they won't take police complaints. But I've already went to the police attorney. I've already sued them, and they refused to disclose, and my lawsuits were dismissed. So this is more heinous acts and killings of innocent people, not giving us due process. So yes, get together and go into your state attorney general's office, put it in writing so you got proof, video record it if they'll let you. And if they don't, you're allowed to stand on the public sidewalk as long as you don't stop any walkers or traffic going by. You have to, what they told me, keep moving. But if you're sick, you can start doing it in a wheelchair and just go back and forth in a wheelchair or help each other. Just do it hours at a time on the most busiest days of the week for traffic, such as Friday and Monday. Okay, I think I've given out everything now, and it should be the state attorney generals. And they are allowed. Someone said they're not allowed to sue the federal attorney generals, but Texas did that because they were not stopping the illegals coming into Texas southern border. And something about they were putting up buoys, like with a net or a fence out in the water to keep the illegals coming through. And I think that's a fantastic idea. But the federal government was trying to not let them, and they're causing the hurricanes and not letting FEMA come down to rescue the poor people in the Appalachian Mountains. And they did this in Louisiana. So we really need to unite stronger. You can meet at church halls and the library hall. If you don't have a hall that you can meet at to hold your press conference, you send out a month in advance. It has to be at least 2 weeks to a month in advance. I would say a month. You make it short, 1 page, and you could spend the second half an hour giving out free scans as evidence and pass out the evidence that you do have, but try to keep it down to 2 pages so you don't overwhelm them. You got to give them proof that they're being tortured too, or they're not going to want to help us. But the Attorney General should be suing the United States federal government, including the U.S. Attorney General Meredith Garland, FBI Director Christopher Wray. They can sue all these places, and yes, they can, because the Texas State Attorney General sued the federal government. And I'm sure there's other cases you can look up to prove it as well. Okay, peace out. God bless. I just wanted to make a quick video because I've been too sick to do anything else and too broke, and I'm trying to work. Peace out. God bless to all target individuals and ordinary citizens that help us. Take care, and I'll try to get some other videos, but this one will make us win if you do that. Hold press conference at the very least once a month. And we need it right away, because I'm going to be dead. I'm not going to last another 2 years. And the federal government doesn't even have $1 billion to give in these lawsuits. That's crazy. So we've got to have the state attorney generals take it, and keep Googling attorneys. This is all personal injury. It's human rights. You can Google for civil and human rights against the federal government, but I have had no success so far. But I have been contacting a lot of attorney groups. I'll try to tell you some that I've contacted real quickly here, if I can find them. Yeah, it's pretty sad that they won't take our cases. I can't find them right now. So anybody wants to contact me, like I said, I need some other target individuals to live with or by me, because otherwise I'm being killed off, and I don't have witnesses, and they're coming over my house, shooting weapons down daily, 24/7. I do live in a suburb of Phoenix, so it's very nice weather down here. There's a lot of good points about it. If you want to contact me, again, I'm at 480-257-3321. Everything I said is true, and I'm alleging also now in the comment before you can post, I had to mark down, and it is true that I'm not telling any false information. I'm not telling any information against anybody that's not true. I do have proof in my doctor reports and private investigators that I've already posted on my channel. It was under January of either 2020 or 2021. I posted all my evidence, but I need to post some new, better ones. If you look at my very first videos that are very, very short, but I grew some of the Morgellon fibers in my house in a jar, and they do start growing, and it does look like little parasites, but it's not. It's all plastic and military grade fungus and nanobots and heavy metals. I also want to show you what it looks like, just so people know that this is what's all over my house, and you can see it's fibers, and that's why I'm leaving it, because this is what Morgellons and the nanobots looks like. And it's not my hair. You can see my hair comes in dark, black as black can be, and it's long plastic fibers. And this is how big it grows. They're spraying it in my house when I leave, and that's why they like single people. And this is all over my freaking house, and it is strong fibers. You can see it's not my hair. It's not even my hair color. My hair is black. It comes in black. And then because they're radiating me so much, it takes the minerals out of your hair. So the tips of my hair have become white. But this is not my hair, nor have I ever even combed my hair. I go outside to comb my hair. And if you see this in your house, you need to give it to either an independent or the state laboratory, and contact your state environmental protection agency. And it's in all my air filters too. I'm keeping all my air filters. I'm glad I remembered to show this to you, because this is all over my house. And I'm not going to vacuum out, because I'm going to use it as evidence against the perpetrators. This is only part of what they do. And then they track me with this, and I'm getting electrical shocks in my body, because this is nanotechnology fibers. That's what this is, and that's what it looks like when it's in your house. And it's all over my house. So I hope you can see this. You can give my video, make copies on a CD, and pass it out to your local congressional members, your U.S. congressional members that are guilty. They're responsible for the FBI and the U.S. Attorney General and Homeland Security and all the guilty parties. And this is what it looks like. And if you put this under a microscope, it's not hairs either. It's very strong fibers, and it's all over my house. And yes, they are trying to kill me. So don't say they're not trying to kill us. This is what it looks like. And they want to get into my body so it just looks like my hair, but it's not. This is the real color of my hair. And it also, under a microscope, you can see that it's Morgellons fibers, plastic. You can see it giving off a shiny plastic appearance. You can see that it's not hair. I did leave it down on my floor, so there might be a couple particles of paper, or I don't know what that is in between it. But this is the Morgellon fibers, and it's 100% evidence and proof against them. And I have to come home to this every day, and eat only high quality food that it's not enjoyable, to always have to eat parsley salads, but it keeps me alive, and always take oil of oregano. We need instead to get these perpetrators behind bars and give them the electric chair. As some people say, hang them high. Peace out. God bless. I hope this gives you the evidence you need of the Morgellon fibers. Hold press releases and protest at high populated areas. This is not against anybody. It's why I didn't mention any names. And I support all targeted nonprofit organizations and people. We need to win, and we need to win now. Again, my phone number, 480-257-3321. 480-257-3321. Especially if you're an attorney or you're a certified private investigator that can live by me and give me my evidence, I'm willing to give you a large chunk of the profits. And you need to be legitimate, because I'll make you sign papers that you are legitimate and not an informer or fake informer or perpetrator. I prefer just live to the side of me, but if you're strapped and can't afford it, I'll work out some arrangements. I'll even move into a 2-bedroom apartment where you have total privacy. I just need you out there to show the planes going over my house, and with a meter reader, a wide range spectrometer. Again, peace out. And if any attorneys can help me, please call me. Please, I don't see anything in my chat. They're not letting my videos get out, but it really will mean a lot to me if you make a comment that, yes, we see your video, because I'm only getting like 47 at the most, even after months of posting these. So I'm hoping at least that Attorney Anna Tolita, Dr. Len Bear, Dr. Lighthouse will see these and please acknowledge it. I don't care if you use my information. I just want you to include me in some of the lawsuits. And we need a new lawsuit anyway under murder and torture and no due process. And I can help give the strongest evidence. So please contact me or use my use my evidence, please. I can't believe there's nothing in the chat. I do see one like, and it says there's 3 comments, so I'll check those afterwards. And please call me if you want further information or all my doctor reports, my private investigator reports with graphs. Remember to contact your state. There's always a state laboratory. They'll do the testing to give you evidence if it's all over your house. And because a judge needs to see an outside source, an outside expert, such as private investigators. And there's one called Sunray Labs. There's another one that's called let me see if I can find it before I get off here. Everybody knows about Dr. Michael E. Hoffer, MD, in Miami, Florida. Okay, here's one company. It's called BioTeam AZ, BioTeam Arizona. They do testing. And like I said, call whatever state, your Health and Human Service, or whatever department they use to do free testing in your house, and call your state Environmental Protection Agency. There's 3 divisions of it. You call the air because they're spraying it in the air. You're breathing into the air, because there's only the air and water and something else division. I can't remember all of it right now. And let me see if I can find any other companies. This is another firm I called, Krendler, Kreindler. They handle toxic and environmental injury. They handle mass torts. premise liability. They're coming into our premises, terrorism litigation, maritime and boating accidents. This is maritime. Airplane passenger injury attorney. So far, they won't take my case, but maybe if I get a bunch of other targeted individuals that are doctors and experts, maybe they will change their mind. They need, if you prove to them, show them that they have been injected without their permission with the wide range spectrum meter. Maybe this attorney group will take our case. The one I contacted him through their on-site free consultation meeting. It says no recovery, no fee. And I did call his number, Anthony Terraconi. He's one of the partners of the Crandall law firm, and they are handling some very big cases, but so far he won't even call me back. But I am getting air assaulted for 23 years and he won't even frickin' call me back. And I sent him emails and I called and I filled out their website intake and nobody's called me back. His direct phone number is 617-424-9100. Anthony Terraconi. He's a partner at the Crandall law firm. There's just one other source I'm trying to give you. You need to contact some of these big attorney groups because they're doing multiple tortures on me 24/7 since 2001 to the current date. No human body can take this, and I'm only a single female. It's also illegal, even if they try to say you're crazy, it's illegal under the Disabilities Act, the Senior Citizens Act. These are all more areas that you need to be charged them with about 10. They're violating about 10 human rights acts. Not only that I'm now 66, it's a violation of the acts against women. And these are such pussies, man, in the military that they have to torture 5-foot single females like me and other target individuals and babies and kids. We really need to get some attorneys in now. You hold a press conference and a month before you send it to all attorneys. Make sure it's very strong wording. Make sure you show them a little bit of evidence and that you're going to give them evidence at the end or during the press conference. Make sure you get a military grade night vision. What do you call it? Seeing in the dark, because we glow in the dark. And the other things I said, a wide range spectrum meter with printout they can take home. Just tell them you're not certified, but you can give them a free printout. And we need to start health centers that are called wide range spectrum meter to see how much electromagnetic you have in you, or for targeted individuals, or for any citizen that wants a wide range spectrum meter to see if you have nanobots or any electromagnetic frequencies coming out of your body from illegally put in their devices. We can start our own clinics because we can't sit here and wait for traditional doctors to take our cases. After 23 years that I've been targeted and they've been spraying it for over 50 years, they're not going to change, okay? So you need to learn new creative ways that are going to work, and I'm giving them. Again, peace out and thank you. Again, take my information, have any attorneys or private investigators or just a few target individuals are willing to be good with no negative comments to me. If they want to live by me and get evidence for me, because I'll make them write it up and sign it and get it notarized at least weekly to prove that they're telling and getting me evidence as we go, not lying to me and then ditching out at last minute like several people I've let come in and live with me and say they're going to help me. They turned out to be undercover military doing more experiments on people illegally. We can be using, if military did have any brains and brawn in their frickin' assholes or head, excuse me for that swear word there, they could be doing military exploration. They need to be out cleaning up the earth. And in return, we give them a free meal each night because we got to get this plastic out of the oceans. Why aren't the inner earth people helping us? We need help. We need it now. SOS. Peace out. God bless. Have a great October and contact me soon if you can help me.